Hey guys. So on this week's edition of Geeky AF, I wanted to talk about something that I have been thinking about for a while now, um, and it's something that I had brought up oh hell, probably about a decade ago. I was talking with one of my friends, Pete, about because he's a huge fan of the Chris Nolan Batman films. To him, Batman is Christopher Nolan. He doesn't like Ben Affleck as Batman, and he does not like Michael Keaton as Batman. To him, Batman is Christian Bale. That is his Batman. So to me, Michael Keaton is the be all and end all Batman. That is Batman. That's who I grew up with. That's who it will be. So every one of us has their own definitive Batman. And it got me to thinking, are the Burton Schumacher Batman movies, are they as good as I remember them growing up? Because when I think of the very first Batman film, I think of the feeling that I got, the gothic feeling of the opening scene where it's going around this kind of maze type thing, and me trying to figure out what it was, and then the camera pulls back and you see it's the bat signal in this like cement type thing, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. And then it goes to Gotham City, and then this kid with his parents, who you think it's Bruce Wayne, going through the city, the alleyway, and the mugger robs them, and then all of a sudden Batman comes down, and you have the iconic scene, the iconic opening scene of, I'm Batman. And that whole thing, it plays out wonderfully. The whole movie in its gothic feeling that only Tim Burton could produce, to its campiness from the Joker that only Jack Nicholson could do. It was wonderful in every way. So many iconic scenes I think back to as I sit back and I'm taken back to my childhood, and I I can't help but think that this is the best Batman film ever made. And then I think back to the fight scene in Batman v Superman, and I love that fight scene, that Batman, when he's taken down the thugs, saving as he's saving Martha Kent, and that's one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in a Batman film. Like, it is great. I love that, and I love Ben Affleck as Batman. He's one of my top favorite Batmans. I loved Ben Affleck in The Flash when he's talking to Barry Allen, and Barry's like, we could change everything, and he's like, or you could destroy everything. I love that. I felt like Ben Affleck gave a great performance as Bruce Wayne. And I love Robert Pattinson as kind of a dark, brooding, like very methodical. Like, you really get inside Bruce's head, and get a sense of what it's like to just be on the town as Batman. It had a very Arkham Knight feeling to it, and or Arkham City, like, because Royce and I play Arkham City a lot, and it really had that vibe of Arkham City, and I loved that. However, I go back to Batman 1989, and Batman Forever, because those are my two favorite movies from the Joel Schumacher and the Tim Burton era. And I wonder, are they as good as I remember, or is it nostalgia? Are they rose-colored glasses that I have on? And I don't know if I really can answer that without some type of bias. I think we all look back at our childhood and we go, man, that's top notch. That's really good. While others look at that and go, the fuck are you talking about? And I think that has to do with we all remember the feelings that we had when we first encountered something. Case in point, I remember when He-Man first came on, I think it was Netflix, and I remember going, oh man, cool, I'll watch old He-Man cartoons. This is awesome. and I put it on, and I think I watched one or maybe two, and I was like, oh shit, this is boring as hell. Like I used to love this when I was a kid, and this is, oh, I can't sit through this. This is, what else is on, you know? And I was looking for that reconnection, that excitement for life that I had when I was younger, and yearning to be excited for the things that I love, because I still love He-Man. I got, hell, Royce and I play He-Man. I've got a lot of the action figures, that they've come out with since they've re-released, Masters of the Universe Origins. Hell, I got my own Castle Grayskull that Royce and I play with outside. I mean, I love Masters of the Universe. I love the Kevin Smith Netflix series that he's come out. Don't hate me, internet. But I do have to wonder, are the things that we look back on as good as we remember them, or is it just nostalgia? And I honestly don't know, because I look back at the film Batman, and there are some, if I look at it critically, it's like, man, Batman's a fucking killer in that thing. I mean, in Batman Returns, he blows up a dude with a bomb. The fuck is that, dude? And it's the same thing in the very first Batman movie. Like, he hits a guy's head against a bell and then drops him down the cathedral. Like, that dude's a murderer. Like, you're safer with the Joker than you are with Batman. Like, dude's nuts. But I love the film. And I guess at that time when I was that young, I was like, I don't really think about that. I just think, oh, Batsuit, it's awesome. And I guess things kind of leveled out in Batman Forever. He wasn't dropping thugs left and right as much in those movies. But I really don't know. I watched them, and Royce, of course, loves Batman and Robin, the film. He loves Poison Ivy. He loves Mr. Freeze. Not too keen on Bane, but I think he kind of just ignores him because he doesn't. I mean, he's just, to him, it's just a thug. He doesn't care. He doesn't know who Bane is. I think it's going to blow his mind once he understands, oh, this guy broke Batman's back. Because it's definitely not the character that's in the film. But again, as I look back at the old movies, I don't know if they necessarily hold up to the stuff we have today. In the same sense as the movies from like 1966, they didn't hold up to like the 1989 movie. And I'll end with this. I think every film that's made can only be critiqued in the era in which they're made. I don't really feel like you can critique it a decade ahead or 20 years later. I don't really feel like you can harshly critique something. I feel like you really have to look at something in the context of when it was made. Because you can review a film like Batman or Batman Forever and think about it in the context in which it's made. And you can say, this is appealing to me and this is not. But you can't really say Batman Forever sucks compared to Justice League or Batman v Superman or The Batman. Like, they're not in the same league. Just like you can't compare Batman and Robin to The Dark Knight. Like, they're completely different movies from two different eras, and they're trying to accomplish completely different things. Just like you can't compare Adam West's Batman to The Batman. They're just completely different things. So I think they are, for the period that they were in, they are good movies. And they're a great way to introduce somebody to that world of Batman, depending on what their type is. If you're in the mood for dark, gothic, a great introduction would be Batman. If you're in the mood for weird and twisted, real kooky, fucked up shit, Batman Returns is up your alley. If you're in the mood for a great comic book movie, just popcorn talk, Batman Forever is probably your go-to. And if you're in the mood for something lighthearted, Batman and Robin's probably your thing. So I would say there's one for whatever your mood is. But I don't know if they're as good as I remember, but they hold up, I think. So on that mark, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like. And keep on geeking on, guys.